Why would women normalize twerking? Didn't y'all say for the longest time, don't sexualize us? How the fuck you gonna go from saying that to literally shaking your coochie and your booty hole? Bitches can't dance, so they just shake their cooter and their booty hole. Y'all do this half dressed, not even barely wearing no clothes. I can damn near see your clitoris, bitch. But I'm not supposed to sexualize you? Imagine if a man did that. You know you would see that nigga's balls and dick, even if it's a bowl, you can tell what's there. And definitely it'd be even worse if he was shaking his ass and you could see his balls and dick. Twerking is like the most deviant thing a person could do. You is shaking your ass cheeks, your asshole, and if you a female, your coochie. You shaking 3 things that are very sexual things. And not only is you shaking these things, you putting it on display. When you twerking, you gotta bend over and broadcast all of what's behind you. And I don't care if you a deviant, be a deviant if you wanna be, but do that with adults in an adult place. Twerking though is everywhere. I seen bitches twerking at child events. I see bitches twerking at their kids' school. In fact, they got the minors doing it. I don't even want to say that. Like, that's weird to say. But they doing it, and you know they is. We need to cancel twerking. Cancel twerking. It comes a point when you gotta think about the fucking kids, man. If you see a person doing that shit outside of an adult scenario, obviously, you need to go up and beat that person's ass. We gotta protect the children. And I don't care if that puts me in prison. If I go to prison because I fucked up somebody who's harming a child, either physically or mentally, I don't give a fuck. Put me away then, because I will never ever say that I'm sorry for that. I'm not.
And let's not pretend this doesn't have an effect on children, because we allow twerking to be normalized. It's everywhere. Again, I wouldn't care if it was done in adult-only places, but that's not the case. Now, what message is that sending to kids? That it's okay. And that's when we get a cycle. Kids growing up thinking that there's nothing wrong with it, so they do it. And then so on and so forth, which contributes to the downfall of a nation. How could you expect healthy families to grow from a society that upholds provocative behaviors like this? It's poison.
I got a question for you females out there. From what I heard, y'all didn't want to be sexualized. You didn't want to be treated like you were just a piece of ass. Yet, I ain't never seen a woman criticize another woman for shaking her ass. Why would that shit be normalized? With us men, whenever we do some fucked up shit, women say, don't normalize that behavior. So why don't you do that to behaviors within y'all? Why can't y'all look at yourselves and be like, well, you know what, that is fucked up. We gotta stop doing that. Why don't I see that? Y'all will judge men for everything, but won't look at yourselves and reflect back and be like, you know what, maybe we got issues too. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about as a whole group.
Not literally every single woman is one way, and I want to make that clear. But as a group, this is what you're represented as, which comes off as very hypocritical, unintelligent, and narrow-minded. For example, I know it's wrong to steal, kill, and make more women into single mothers. But as a black man, I know that a lot of black men do these things. And unfortunately, because of them, I have to deal with the message they put out there. It isn't every black man, but it's enough to give a bad representation. That's what's happening with women. You've got bad apples putting out the wrong message. So to the women out there who aren't like that, if you care about the representation of your group, I'd advise you do what you can to get that shit in check. How? You shame the people making your group look bad. And if you shame enough of the ones doing the bad behaviors, it'll become taboo. Now, as for the women out there who still don't see the issue,
Would you want a dude to be twerking? I mean, what's wrong with that? I mean, I'm fully clothed. Why can't I shake my fucking crotch area? Why can't I do that? You know why we can't do that? Because right as soon as a fucker starts doing that and he makes somebody feel uncomfortable, he's gonna go to prison. That's why we can't do that. But when a girl shakes her private parts, oh, well, she's just dancing. That ain't just a dance move. Twerking ain't just a dance move, and it needs to be canceled. Anyways, though, everybody, that's all I got to say. Namaste and peace.